Do you know there is a real town in Alaska that people abandoned in one day because residents believed something in the forest hunted humans? It is not legend. It is documented history that remains unexplained. 1949 Portlock, Alaska. A remote bay on the Kenai Peninsula, with mountains behind a small cannery town built on wooden pilings over tidal mud. At night, the forest looks black, and the wind moves through the trees like a distant voice. The haunting began with bodies found in places where no animal could hunt with such force. A hunter vanished near the river. When searchers found him, his ribs were crushed, and his body looked thrown. Men looked for bear tracks, but found huge human-shaped prints spaced far apart, walking toward the tree line. Another man disappeared while collecting logs. His tools sat next to a fallen tree. There were no tracks in the mud, only broken branches high above the ground, as if something tall passed through. Men in camp heard screams from the mountains at night, deep and echoing, not bear calls, but something that sounded like a voice calling through the valley. Residents said the forest felt alive, like it watched from the darkness beyond the last lantern. In 1942, a logging crew set camp above the river. At dawn, others climbed the trail to meet them. The camp was empty. Coffee cups sat on stumps. Axes were on the ground. There were no bodies and no tracks, and the mud showed nothing. The crew had vanished in silence. People began carrying rifles even inside the cannery. Fishermen returned early and reported a tall, dark shape moving along the cliff, following the boats, then sinking into the trees. A visitor from Seldovia spent one night near an old trail. He heard heavy footsteps moving around his tent in a slow circle. Stones rolled toward the canvas. Branches cracked above. In the morning, he found 3 giant footprints pressed into the mud. He left at once. People whispered that a presence lived in the trees but would not step into the light near the shore. In 1949, the town gathered in the cannery. The decision was simple. Families packed their bags, boarded boats, and Portlock died in one day. Houses, nets, and machines were left in place. Like time stopped. Nobody ever returned. Why did this happen? The Sugpiaq people avoided the bay long before the cannery. Their stories told of Nantinak, a giant solitary being that walked like a man but lived like a spirit, guarding its hunting ground. The bodies, the screams, and the missing loggers were warnings ignored. The town stood where that history said humans should never stay. If you want to uncover more forgotten places where the land keeps its secrets, go watch another Spooky Earth video and step into the next mystery.